Hey, welcome back everybody. We are in Group D of the round of 16 of the TLS, and we have just witnessed a Protoss winning against a Terran. It's crazy.
Process winning for the first time today in a game that isn't a PvP, so...
and he's not even a real Protoss.
And it's not even a real Process. I think that did kind of show throughout his game. I mean, building placement, very Terran-like, although his army control, I would expect better army control from a Terran player. It's a little bit odd.
Well, you see, people are always like, oh, Protoss is so easy, you 1A to a 3A, Terran is so hard. Well, Rams couldn't control the Protoss army either. So, there you go.
I think we've all learned something useful today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And our next match, man, this is going to be crazy. So we have another super top tier Zerg, trutaCz. Just like Eon Zerg has been on a tear recently. He's been winning Defiler Tours. It's basically like him and Eon Zerg winning all the Defiler Tours, basically.
Yeah.
I think I said just basically twice in a sentence, but you know, it's all good.
That's good.
And Dewalt, he had an all Zerg group in the round of 24, and he crushed it. He owned it. I didn't think he was going to make it out. And he 2-0'd it. And Elegant can't even remember.
Back.
I mean, some Protoss fan you are, dude.
I'm just crap at remembering these things.
You're not even remembering our greatest victories. These are going down in the history books of Protoss, man.
I'm so bad at remembering.
They're going to sing songs about Dewalt crushing the round of 24 group.
Oh.
That's alright.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
I tend to forget these things. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. All good.
I have a T-shirt. Huh?
You do have a T-shirt. I have a poster. Yeah.
So I'm just like this simpleton who's sat in his room just wearing the T-shirt, waving the flag, not really knowing what's going on.
Oh, that's all right. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, I guess we should just go into the game then.
Yeah, let's just go through it. Next game. Let's do it.
Here we go. And here we go. At the top left as the purple Zerg, we have NW Power. I believe that means Net Wars, which is a Polish Brood War site or something. And at the bottom left as the brown Protoss, we have Dewalt.
Cool. Awesome. Net War Power.
Yeah.
Is this our site?
I'm pretty sure it's netwars.pl or something.
No,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah, because they had that tournament recently, didn't they? I do remember something.
And they have a team in Gambit's Cup now. It's the Polish NetWars team.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice.
They have the sickest lineup. They got trutaCz, Pike.
Is it all Zerg?
Julia. It's a lot of Zergs.
Yeah.
No, but dude, they got like Mazur and Schnitzel playing. Like Schnitzel's back, man. He's active again. It's crazy. I was watching him play today. Zero and Mazur were costing the BSL, the Bombastic Star League. It was like a Polish-only Star League.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was Predator versus Schnitzel. It was some crazy PvZs. I think he lost, but still, it's good to know that he's playing again.
Yeah. Well, I used to really like watching him play. I mean, it feels like it's been so long. I mean, it feels like it's been an age since I watched Schnitzel play. Wow. I mean, that brings me back to old ISLs.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
so hopefully that means we're going to see him in the next TLS qualifiers. That would be crazy.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm going to hope for that. I might message him, give him a few words of encouragement. We need that.
Also, this gives me an idea, though. If players can use any ID, I'm going to try and bribe somebody to make their ID I Love Sale or something. That'd be pretty good.
Sale sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just do like a personal sponsorship of one of the players. Although, if we lose all the Protosses, I don't know who I'm going to sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear.
It would be I couldn't sponsor a Zerg or a Terran, could I?
Nemu,
yes!
He's the obvious choice. Because he's awesome. And his name isn't that great. No offense.
Dude, Nemu's an awesome name. Nemu Bag.
It sounds like emu.
What's wrong with emu?
Emus, you know what an emu is, don't you?
Yeah, they're the bird things, right?
Yeah, but they're ridiculous. Like, their heads are just stupid. I mean, you can do better.
What?
You gotta take a closer look at the emu.
There you go, guys. Elegant doesn't like Emu because his name sounds like emu, and emus are stupid. There you go. Done.
Oh god. Thanks for summing that up.
Alright, so we have a Forge and then Nexus against what I presume was an Overpool here. And it looks like because there was actually 2 hatcheries placed before any lings were made, that's interesting. So yeah, he basically doesn't have any lings. And the probe sees that as well. He saw the larva saved up, didn't see the lings, so that's why he felt safe building the Nexus before any cannons. And is now just going to build a cannon.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is a decent decision. I mean, that's the great thing about scouting scouting your opponent first, rather, because of course he knew that he was going to be safe from early on, so he's going to be able to maybe leave himself a little bit of an advantage right there, which is good stuff. And he's got the gateway happening now as well, and I'm kind of curious to see how he plays this because they're in quite close positions, so he might go for a little bit of a zealoty kind of orientated build. Meanwhile, we do already have third base happening from.
Right. I have to say one more completely unrelated fact.
Go
So
for
Jolt informs us that an emu's eye is bigger than its brain.
There you go.
That is ridiculous. I did not know that. I have no idea why Sir Jolt knows that, but Sir Jolt is amazing. By the way, okay, hold on. If anybody uses Twitter, I don't actually use Twitter. I don't know how many Brood War people use Twitter. It seems to be like an esports thing, but
yeah,
I don't know. Brood War players seem like way too, old and gray to use that kind of newfangled technology.
Too lofty.
But anyway, if you use Twitter, you should follow Sir Jolt because that guy is hilarious. Every single one of his tweets. Like normally, I'm not a huge fan of Twitter. I think people just say silly things, but Sir Jolt is absolutely hilarious.
Wow.
I'm not gonna plug anything else. I'm not gonna plug the sponsors' Twitters. No. I'm only plugging Sir Jolt.
Hey,
this is now the Sir Jolt TLS.
Yeah, random mini facts like that, then who doesn't need that in their lives, Every day you can come out with another meaningless little piece of kind of information over dinner or something that everyone's just like, what?
Exactly.
So you can be like, yeah, Sir Jolt. Thank you, Sir Jolt.
Ah, good. So, now that we're done
plugging out of the way.
Plugging the Jolt. We've got a probe still running around. This thing's gonna go check out the third. I mean, everything's going on pretty standardly. Oh, never mind. We have a Fast +1 and Citadel. Well, hey, Elegant, you were completely right. You predicted the speedball shenanigans, and we are getting the speedball shenanigans.
Yes, I am happy indeed. I love when I'm right because so often I'm not. So it's kind of refreshing. It's all good fun. Getting a little bit supply blocked here at this stage, which is a little bit surprising for Dewalt. He's just kind of missed that pylon. Weirdly, that pylon is an easy pylon to miss. Do you ever find that? That kind of one, that 34 energy pylon.
Maybe?
I find myself missing that quite a lot. I mean, I don't know if it's just me and Dewalt because we're both so awesome, but yeah, I find I miss that pylon quite a fair amount.
Elegant. You gotta be on top of your pylons, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I remember
thing.
Day 9 actually saying something like that, where certain supplies are very easy to miss. But I don't know. I don't have any specific supply where I miss pylons.
No.
My pylons are usually just missed when some guy's 2-gating me and I'm focusing on my micro. It's like, no! The one moment I needed to make a unit, I'm supply blocked.
No, that's the worst thing when you're microing. You're like, oh my god, I'm so awesome. Oh my god, my micro is amazing. Then you go back and you got nothing, and you haven't been making probes for about 10 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. You spend a million APM microing so that you kill 3 of his zealots with 2 zealots and a probe or something, and you're like, yes, I'm a boss. And then 4 more zealots come into your base, and you still only have the 2 zealots, and you can't make more. Yeah. It's like, no, I can't do it again.
And you're too busy occupied with your pathetic backslapping to actually get on with the game at hand. Yeah, that shit happens all the time. And meanwhile, we have a little bit of Funky Sim City going on in the top right hand corner. We have 3 creep colonies happening already, so I guess he's pretty convinced of what he's going to be facing, and of course it's going to be right because we have +1 weapons already not pretty much done, but fairly close to being done, and those 3 sunken colonies are going to go a long way towards defending this, and it's a decent sim city as well, I would say. I think there's only 1 route through, and that's the top, whereas meanwhile in the natural expansion for TrutaCz, tell me this is TrutaCz, I keep forgetting his name. For TrutaCz, he's got 2 sunken colonies morphing in, and again, a decent enough SimCity as well, so he should be fairly safe in this situation.
Yeah, normally I think this is... Oh, wow, scourging the Corsair. Normally I think this is a slight overreaction, but I mean, he definitely... He scouted the early second gateway, he scouted the Citadel, so he kind of sees this coming, and to be honest, I mean, it's better safe than sorry, right? you know, no offense to Dewalt, but I'd still rate trutaCz as overall a slightly better player than him. So I think if he does, you know, kind of take it to the late game, I definitely give him a huge advantage. So, so you know, no need to take risks in the early and mid game. Just make sure you have enough defenses. I mean, if you scouted it already, you know you're not wasting your money on the summons. So, so yeah, just play it safe and take it to the late game.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. But of course, Dewalt's approach also has to be probably thought through now, because he needs to make sure he doesn't waste these zealots. And I think this is actually a fairly sensible thing to do. Oh god, no, maybe it's not so much. I thought he was going to go in for kind of a strike, but again, he wouldn't have the zealot count anyway. He's going to try and prevent that top right hand corner. He's going to probably succeed for a while, but he needs to maintain map control with those zealots as much as he possibly can, and he's just going to have to run straight back out again. That's a little bit ridiculous.
That's awesome. Oh man, unfortunately.
Like,
oh wait, no, actually they have +1, so the Lings aren't going to do anything, and he left 2 zealots there to keep denying that 4th base. This is actually really good.
That's actually good. That's actually a good move.
I can't believe that turned out well.
Yeah, that's actually happened quite nicely. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of action down at the Protost's 3rd base. He's got 2 DTs going to be able to defend that. He's got 1 photon cannon, the second one coming along now. He should be able to hold that quite easily with DTs. I'm seeing if we have Overlord speed done yet.
Oh man, he's not even making it.
Oh my goodness. So we just have 1 Overlord. That Overlord should be able to get... Actually, no, what am I saying? There's no way we'll be able to get there in time. The Nexus is actually being cancelled, though.
What? Oh man, he doesn't realize there's no speed and the DTs can just kill everything. Oh.
What? That was really disappointing. He had the definite advantage there. If he'd have let that Nexus go, then he would have been in actually a pretty good position, because he would have been level with on bases with the Zerg for a while. But as it is, he loses that advantage, and I don't know how much better he'd have wanted that to play out for himself. I mean, when he did his build order, I don't know what else he had in mind, how well it could have gone. I mean, that's pretty much as well as it could have gone.
Maybe it's because he has the 2 zealots on the top right, so he knows the Zerg's not getting a fast 4th, so he doesn't think he needs to take a risk. Which is somewhat reasonable, because, you know, Zergs are tending to go for that fast 4th base a lot nowadays, so, you know, Protoss in response are going for their 3rds quicker as well. And oh my god, there's only 2 guys on the main gas. Oh man, I'm not misreading it this time. There's actually only 2 guys on the gas. That's really bad.
Yeah, they're really
that's so bad. Fix it.
We have a little bit of harass going into the main base. We have 2 DTs and 2 zealots as well. Let's see if he takes the DTs in first and sees how many drones he can snipe. This could be really, really bad. It all depends now on how long it is until trutaCz goes and looks at his supply or looks into his main base. He's already lost a whole bunch of drones. He's losing all the drones in his main base. This is seriously terrible. trutaCz loses almost all of those drones. Wow. Serious trouble.
Sick drop. Well spotted, Elegant. I was too busy freaking out about a lack of a probe in the main base to notice this. And oh, he's gonna snipe the Spire as well. The 2 zealots come in now that everything's been revealed. And there's no Overlord here though. Okay, looks like Overlord speed has finished though, so it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. He's gonna lose another drone though. Maybe 2 drones.
Maybe another one. And
yeah. Good times. Good times.
So
and the shuttle can't go home.
No, it can't. It's going to have to kind of weave its way back. I think it's probably going to manage eventually. But Dewalt looking good right now. He's looking solid in this game. He's managed to do some significant economic damage and is sneaking a base over the bottom right-hand corner as well. So pulling out all the stops. I'd be a little bit worried about... Okay, I was going to say I'd be a little bit worried about his chances of defending his front door, but he has plenty of storm. He has some extra cannons as well, so I think he's going to be good. Loading up a storm dropping out as well. He needs to make sure that shuttle stays alive, but that could be highly effective. We do have a couple of Scourge ready and waiting over on the right-hand side. Nice move there with the Dragoon going out to check that out. But, I still think he's probably not going to be able to find any kind of decent opening unless he manages to sneak along the bottom of the map, which would be very, very nice for him. If he can get over to the top right-hand corner base, there are plenty of drones waiting for him there.
Man, it's quite interesting because he did this hidden expansion trick against Eon Zerg as well, where you know, Eon Zerg contained him on Sniper Ridge, but he had secretly taken the 12 o'clock. So yeah, I don't know. If I was trutaCz and I'd seen that game, I would definitely be a little bit more careful with my scouting. If you look at the minimap, he doesn't really have great map vision at all, and I don't really know why, because you know there aren't really any courses on the map. There were a couple just now, but I think one of them got killed or something. There's only well, actually I don't even see any courses anymore, so there's really no reason not to have overlords. And yes, there he's finally gonna have an overlord. I think he's gonna see that base. Definitely going to see it.
Yes, he is. There's no doubt about it now. So, and he's going to see the shuttle as well. Oh, the shuttle turns around just in the nick of time. How far is he going to go? Is he going to be able to go far enough? The Overlord still sees the shuttle. Damn for the shuttle. But he's going to be able to get his
third. He's not necessarily paying attention though. There's no indication that he actually was looking at it at that moment, because there's a few other things going on. Meanwhile, third base is going down, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Get off.
Yeah, 15 kills, 16 kills, 17 kills, I think. Oh man, so many drones lost already. The DT drop in the main, plus that storm drop there is so beautiful. Oh, Elegant, it is looking good.
Yeah, that was super effective right there. Dewalt is looking nice and actually trying to fly around that shuttle. He's trying to find another window. He may actually be able to get out with the shuttle once again. Oh no, he's going to get caught by the Scourge. If he drops High Templar down, he might just be able to do something with him, but realistically, it's not going to matter. The Scourge, take it down, but damage done. The drone count is just... It's through the floor at that base right now. He has 4 drones mining compared to what he would have had. Was it 16 kills on those High Templar?
Yep, 16 or 17, something like that.
Absolutely brutal.
Ridiculous.
So he actually has no choice other than to start droning up right now, which gives Dewalt a nice window of opportunity. And Dewalt has quite a scary army, a heavy Dragoon composition right now, which of course is highly damaging as long as it's well backed up by Storm.
What are those Zealots doing at the 12 o'clock? They almost like intercepted the drones as if they were vultures. And that would have been so funny, is like trying to snipe them on the way, but they're melee units, so they can't actually catch up. But anyway, we are now 3 base against 3 base effectively. I mean, a 4th base now going up for the Zerg, but it doesn't. Well, he's just replenished his drones there at the 3rd base, and you know, not really going to start mining there at the 4th base for a little while. So yeah, Dewalt definitely in a good position, even though that sneaky 3rd had to get cancelled. He's at 139 supply right now. Actually, against 132. So the supply difference is not very big at all.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I guess, man, TrutaCz's production just overall is way too good, even after losing all those drones.
Yeah, I mean, we really can't forget just how good TrutaCz actually is. He's you know, he has capabilities to come back into any game from any position other than the absolute worst. So he's managing to keep up with supply somehow, despite taking such extreme economic damage. He's still producing a pretty terrifying number of units. But it looks like Dewalt not too bothered about that. He's going to start his foray out into the middle of the map, which I think is probably a pretty good time to do so. Not too far after TrutaCz has actually finished droning up. Maybe he would have been able to hit a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, it's still going to be a fairly good time, and he should be able to find himself a window to at least get close and start doing some damage.
Indeed, and this army is super scary here, although, well, no, never mind, he does have 4 High Templar there. He doesn't have the energy upgrade, but still 2 Storms apiece. He does have +2 attack. He's moving over to the top right, it seems. Does he have a probe here? I would have expected him to have a probe here at the bottom right as well, to maybe, or rather to take it. Oh no, the probe's actually with his army, okay. He's kind of, following him around. Does he have it in a hockey with the army or something? It looks like it's following the army around, this random probe. But yeah, definitely should try and take that 4th base, take advantage of the fact that he does have a bit of map control right now, because that 4th base is a bit tricky to take on this map. So while he has a chance, should definitely go for it, start reinforcing it with some cannons. And if he does take this natural, of course, it should be relatively easy to take this 5th base as well. Meanwhile, it looks like the armies might pass each other by in the middle of the map. The Zerg army moving down the left side, the Protoss army moving on the right side. And we could have a bit of an engagement, but this is not the entire Zerg force, though. It's only Hydras and Lings, not the best force to engage. He's going to snipe a full energy High Templar, though, so a bit of a loss for Dewalt, but it doesn't really matter. He's killing a good number of units in return.
Yeah, I think this is actually working out fairly well for Dewalt. I mean, he's certainly exerted his dominance over the middle of the map right there, pushing the Zerg back. I'm not quite sure what that army was going to do. I guess it was heading straight down to the bottom right-hand corner, as some small parts of it still managed to do. But it looks like Dewalt's going to be able to get down there and defend it, whilst TrutaCz does manage to get a good scout on it, but not much more than that. He's got a few Overlords moving over there. I'm not quite sure what they're gonna try and do. I'm having a look to see if we've got Overlord drop tech on the way. It doesn't look like we have. We have a Hive coming in though. So sorry, go on.
That Protoss, have you seen the Protoss main? That building placement? He just walled everything in at the bottom. Everything from the right 3 gateways is going to be stuck inside. Well, Zealots and Templars can get out, but Dragoons, Archons, anything that morphs inside is going to be stuck. And it's going to be so stuck, like, I don't even know what, I guess he has to kill the top right gateway or something? Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, it looks like quite efficient gateway placement, but that's really bad. Oh wow!
Oh, good times, good times. Well, at least he secured the 4th base.
Yeah, he's supply blocked as well for now.
Oh
Which
man,
is a little bit unfortunate. Finally, gets out of his supply block now, but he's moving across the middle with a significant army. I mean, that's really quite a big, scary army, and is a pretty hefty composition as well. I mean, look at all those Dragoons, especially given the fact that we don't have Defilers in yet. That's going to be so effective. So I think if you can find a window of opportunity right now, he's going to be able to capitalize.
And he's poking around, he's trying to find that window, but he's not really sure where to go. I mean, you know, Lurker defense onto the top of this wide ramp is pretty hard to crack.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe he doesn't need to. I mean, if you split the map like this, if you go 6 base against 6 base, you know, in my opinion, it's generally good for the Protoss just because you can trade more cost efficiently. So unless the Zerg can do some really good moves with Defilers and whatnot, you're generally in good position if you split the map against the Zerg. And it looks like, oh, a few things trying to counterattack you at the 4th base, but plenty of cannons there, even blocking it off with the gateway as well.
Yeah.
And presumably going to start making some Reavers there as soon as he's got the tech. I don't think he's got the Sport Bait just yet, but yeah, Dewalt definitely in good shape.
More than enough cannons to defend that right there, and his army moving down just to clean up any remnants as well. But his army's still unable to really find any kind of window. TrutaCz TrueTouch has got this pretty well locked down on 5 bases currently, and he does have that left-hand side base available to him should he want it. And we have a Greater Spire coming in. I'm trying to imagine what that could be for.
I think he's just gonna use it against the left side natural, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
basically my dot anyway, so I don't really see the point.
Well,
I mean, maybe he can make a couple.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, I guess he can put a couple at the 6 o'clock. But it's kind of like a weird position. You'll have to try and sneak the mutas around and hope that nothing intercepts them. But yeah, you're right. I guess that could definitely also work.
Yeah, I was a bit confused at first, right? Because where is the opening? I think the only possible real opening is at the 6 o'clock. And to be fair, that could be a way of busting himself in, because he knows that if the Protoss manages to hold that, Protoss can last for a long time and can produce lots of units. Whereas if that goes down, Dewalt is actually in real trouble economically, because then he'll only have the left-hand side of the map. He'll be in trouble positionally as well. And so that would actually be a really important move for TrueTouch if it comes off. So it might work out quite well for him, but I guess we'll just...
Oh my god, we have a fleet beacon! What?
What?
We have a second Stargate and a fleet beacon, Elegant. I don't see anything making though, because he's maxed. So I don't actually know what he's going to make. I really hope it's actually carriers and not just for D-Web. It must be for carriers at this point. It has to be for carriers.
Or maybe he just wanted to further upgrade his Corsairs and then go for a big Corsair army.
He doesn't even have Corsairs.
Yeah, that's true. But then when the Zerg transitions into a just entirely ground army orientated kind of thing, because you go into oh my god, we have a shuttle harass going in at the top right hand corner. It's got a Reaper in it. Will be able to get any drone kills. He might be able to pick up a few. The first carry probably going to be a dud. No, he does manage to pick up 3 drone kills. The Reaver might go down though. It looks like the Reaver's barely surviving that one right there. We do have Guardians in now.
A few free Guardians getting caught here at the 3 o'clock actually. I don't know what they were doing over there. Not in a good position at all. 4 free Guardians there. And where's that Reaver gone? Oh, it's at the top right and it's still alive. It looks like it's probably going to die though.
Oh, for too much longer. Yeah, the Reaver does in fact go down using its last Scarab on one solitary Zergling. A like-for-like trade right there, if you forget the fact that the Reaver died too. And a bunch of Zerglings now coming into the middle. I don't imagine they're going to be getting too far through this big Protoss army. And I'm trying to kind of assess where this is going. And I think this one could go on for quite a while, because both these guys have really dug in into their positions. They're both very, very well established at this point, and neither one is showing any kind of opening or weakness. Whilst TrueTouch is constantly scouting around, and so is Dewalt. I mean, there's just really no headway for either of them. They're just both keeping it so locked down.
I love these 2 annoying Guardians of the natural just being obnoxious. They're just going to kill a couple of probes, but there's already Corsairs out. And it looks like, yeah, he is just going to go for Corsairs, which makes me very sad. Man, every time I see the Fleet Beacon and PvZ, oh, that Nexus! Oh, whoa! Jesus, 75 HP left in the deep red. But wait, what is this random control group of units doing out here in the middle of the map? What? Wait, what? Where are these guys going? 12 o'clock, what the?
Is that a kind of strike force?
Complete. I'm pretty sure that's just a miscontrol. Oh, he could storm the drones though! Tank with the Archon and storm the drones!
Oh,
go wobbler! Stop!
Oh, it's not a good second storm. Nonetheless, kind of managing to make up for his mistake right there, but very, very weird control error. The weirdest thing, that was a high energy, high Templar as well. That wasn't like a rally point error or something. That was significant.
Yeah, I think he had a weird control group or something. Maybe he thought it was like the Corsair control group, but it was actually the unit control group or something. It's actually kind of easy to get mixed up in the super late game because you have so many things to hotkey that you kind of like it changes a little bit from the mid game, and you sometimes forget what you have hotkeyed. So maybe he thought he was sending his Corsairs up there or something, and accidentally sent like a bunch of Zealots and Archons and Templars. I was like, oh man, a lot of DTs coming out, and this is exactly the transition that he's going for here. Mass Sair DT in the late game to counter the Ultralisk Zergling, because of course there's no anti-air, so the Corsairs can actually kill all the Overlords, although it looks like none of them does yet. And oh man, all these max energy defilers not getting... Okay, there's a plague. They could have gotten like 3 plagues off though, so wasted opportunity.
Really wasted opportunity, but what you're saying right there about the army composition, I think Mass Sair DT is actually really, really good at this stage of the game, because Ultralisks are super tough, but DTs just have that incredibly high damage and can cut through Ultralisks like nothing else, and one-hitting Zerglings is no bad thing either. So I think this is an army composition which we don't quite see often enough, which can work really well. However, the right-hand side Nexus is definitely going to go down to these upgraded cracklings right now, unless he forgets to focus fire it, in which case forget what I was saying. It looks like One Ling is going to start hacking away at it, but he might actually not focus fire that next time at all. He might be able to survive. That should not happen. Okay, the Nexus does go down, so So Dewalt's going to have to rebuild that, but he does manage to take care of the Zerg units quite easily again. Does lose a fair few probes though, so it's going to be hard to re-establish
A
that.
couple of DTs at the 9 o'clock base though are killing all of the drones there. There was a Reaver at the top right as well. I don't know what happened to it. I assume it died, but oh man, the DT's just killing all of the drones once again. trutaCz finally notices, but still loses both of the drones, making a Spore and a Sunken. But now it looks like a counterattack at the 6 o'clock. The Crackling's just going to focus down the Nexus. The Nexus is going to go down even with the cannons there. They might even be able to kill the cannons. It looks like even with the probes blocking, it's not quite enough. The Cracklings, 3-2 Cracklings are just way too strong here. The
So
2 DT's going to have to come in and clean it up. But what a ridiculous game here. So now Dewalt is down to just the bottom right 2 bases, and he doesn't actually have that many probes there at the natural either. It looks like he's not even mining gas from the bottom right main. Really should be mining that gas. The gas is the crucial resource here. Once you're going into the late game, you just want to be spamming a lot of Archons, you know, Reavers, even the air units. The Corsairs are expensive. He's got 3 Stargates now, just massing those Corsairs, getting the upgrades. Might even want to get D-Web there from the fleet beacon, and looks like another counterattack going towards the natural, and the army of the Protoss is going to the top right.
But the Corsairs are going to be able to chase off the Overlords, and as such, the DC should be able to deal with this. The Overlords do go down. Those mass Corsairs really going to start paying off right about now. But there's still lots of units coming in. 1 DT could take a while to mash through all that. The Ling attack coming to the right hand side is going to have relatively little effect. The Nexus should be able to still get up despite the Zerg's best efforts. 1 DT still trying to save the natural expansion from certain death, and it's not doing the most amazing job because, of course, it's just 1 DT. Meanwhile, the Zerg army on the right hand side looks like, almost taking down the Nexus, but not quite. And I just hope that Dewalt doesn't do a panic assault right now, because because whilst he's not in the most amazing position, his economy actually isn't desperately far behind. Because if you look at the Zerg's probe saturation, it's really taken a pretty heavy beating throughout the game and hasn't properly recovered at any point. And include as well as his mineral options as well. He's got nothing left at his main, he's got nothing left at his natural. He's looking pretty mined out on the right hand side natural, and yeah, he's really not looking that full of money, so it would be wrong for Dewalt to kind of give up and just do kind of a big attack, because I think Dewalt's still got a lot of energy left in him.
Man, looks like we might have a crazy engagement about to happen, though. The Protoss army is moving towards the 12 o'clock base. A couple of lurkers at the top of the ramp, though, are going to make it difficult, and the rest of the Zerg army coming from the back. There's 2 Reavers in the shuttle, though. Those are going to make a huge difference in this engagement. I don't see actually that many Zerg units. Where's the rest of the Zerg army? The Zerg is maxed, but I don't see any army whatsoever. The 1 Guardian doing some damage, but where is all the Zerg army? It must be all in the lurkers or something. I don't understand. It's not actually in a mobile force.
But Dewalt has lost all his observers, so he might actually let his entire army die to 1 lurker. So all that supply tied up in lurkers is about to pay off, because that's happening. Okay, so he does finally manage to move his army elsewhere, but he sat for quite a while on that 1 lurker, so that was a little bit nasty for him. He needs to get some more observers over there post-haste. And now roving around the map with a kind of a group of Zealots and DTs.
Drop of the 3 o'clock, Elegant.
Oh my goodness, this can be a really, really bad thing for Dewalt. Can't hold on to this, but I think he should be okay. He's got 2 Reavers there, and actually that drop is really, really small. So it's actually not going to do too much damage. Those 2 Reavers are going to be easily able to clean this up. They fear pretty much nothing right now, and all those Overlords should get taken out if the Corsairs can get over there. Those Overlords aren't going to be lasting 2 seconds. Those Corsairs have got +2 attack, +1 shield, and +1 armor, and whilst that's good, that's a pretty heavy investment, so I think the world needs to start using those as much as he possibly can to do some serious damage to the Zerg. Otherwise, that's not only a lot of supply, but also a lot of money sitting around not really doing anything.
Although it looks like trutaCz going to counterattack the natural once again. Looks like the 1 DT hacking away at the Hydra Zone and the Dark Storm is going to be able to keep this base just safe and sound. And the counterattack to the 3rd there is actually not going to do anything because Dewalt hasn't retaken it yet. He's been focusing on the bottom right bases, and I think that's the correct thing to do. This base is still, you know, it's half mined out anyway, and he can kind of go back and take it anytime he wants. It's outside of his main base, so if he really wanted to focus on defending it, he could do that relatively easily. So no need to worry about it too much now. Just focus on making sure the right side bases stay alive there, and you know, eventually you'll kind of wear down the Zerg. And it looks like he's doing just that. Oh, bit of a crazy double storm there. Oh, trutaCz gonna come back, snipe a couple Black Templar, and then presumably just run away. He might use an Ultra though. If he's not careful, the Dragoons might take it down. Yeah, looks like he is. He's gonna turn and fight for some reason. Actually, there's 2 Ultras. Meanwhile, it looks like there was a storm dropped here. Oh man, the drones might be going back. It looks like they're not going back.
Oh, and the speed shuttle upgrade kicked in now as well, so that means that shuttle is going to be highly mobile. It does go down nonetheless. It could have been able to outrun the Scourge, but it chose not to. And trutaCz's economy, as I've already mentioned, is looking a little bit Spartan. He's only got 3 actually properly working bases.
Oh, we've got Dancing Templars at the natural.
Have we? Oh, you've got to love it.
Oh, they can't figure it out. They're just spinning forever.
They could be there for a long time. Okay, there we go. They finally managed to reconcile their differences and make together into an Archon. Always a lovely thing to see. I'm
was a
looking
lot
for the
of foreplay.
Corsairs right now. It really was. I'm looking for all the Corsairs right now because they're going to be instrumental in this engagement right here. If he can take down that Overlord, then he's definitely going to be able to take this engagement because there are so many DCs mixed into his army. Why isn't he taking down that Overlord? Why is he not focusing on that? Because without that Overlord, this Zerg army has absolutely no answer apart from possibly Plague. That could be the answer, but it looks like finally that Overlord is going to be chased away.
Yeah,
and plaguing
Plague!
everything.
It doesn't even matter though. Oh man, the Reavers need to go down. No, he doesn't even need the Reavers. Even with the good plagues there, he cleans up the Ultralisk force there. trutaCz just doesn't seem to have a ground army. He looks like he's invested way too much in all of these lurkers. They're just tying up so much of his supply that even when he's maxed, his army is ridiculously small. I mean, how many, wait, does he must have like 30 lurkers on the map, which is like 60 supply just tied up doing nothing right now.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of supply just pretty much wasted. A couple of Reavers going into the left-hand side base, which is one of the few still mining bases with a decent number of drones in it as well, and more drones are going to start going down. This is so damaging for trutaCz at this stage. He needs this not to happen. He needs to be far more on the ball with his drones right now, but all the drones are going to go down there, and some fresh links as well are going to bite the dust, which is no bad thing for Dewalt. And Dewalt is really looking like he's dealing with this really well. I mean, he's facing against a Zerg whom he can't really take on. But at this stage, trutaCz actually isn't that far away from mining out. I mean, it's not the way away yet.
He could be seeing the last attack of the Zerg here. He might just be going all in with this. He's going to have to use good defiler spells if he wants to take this. The Overlords are all coming in as well. They're all going to be forfeit. There's nothing on the ground to support them. All the Overlords go down, and it looks like the army's going down as well. trutaCz is completely supply capped. He's just lost his army once again. And this could be it for trutaCz. The heroic Polish Zerg is getting taken down. It looks like the shuttle actually escapes. The Reavers were taken down, though, before taking down that hatchery. But still, man, Dewalt, I did not realize this guy was that good.
He's performing incredibly well against an opponent such as trutaCz. That's really impressive stuff. And trutaCz is in a lot of trouble. I mean, he's incredibly supply blocked. And to be supply blocked when you've only got 142 supply at this stage of the game is pretty dire. He's going to have to remake a lot of Overlords, which is a heavy mineral investment. It's going to cost him kind of at least a good few hundred minerals to really get that back up to speed. So I think this is actually looking pretty good for Dewalt because his base has been quite delayed, but partly for that reason he actually still has quite a lot of minerals left to mine. I mean, even at the natural third base location, he's still got a lot of cash still lying around there, and he can easily take that base again pretty much any time he wants, which I would recommend.
And it looks like the Protoss army now moving to the left side, while the Zerg army was going towards the 3 o'clock, but wisely turned away, given that there's 3 Reavers and a billion cannons there. I'm not sure if you actually knew that, but it doesn't even matter. It looks like we're moving in here. The Lurker's doing a lot of damage, though. This Lurker Sunken Spore defense, you know, wasn't a complete waste after all, going to push this army back. So even though he's been doing good harassment here the whole game, looks like Dewalt unable to actually kill that base, but he doesn't really need to. He's now maxed. He's got a 42 supply lead, and he's got half the bases on the map, which is I think a perfect position for a PvZ. So oh, and he's also got a probe here at the 6 o'clock. Maybe going to take that again.
Yeah, I think this is looking nice for our remaining Protoss hero. So it's looking good to be able to take out trutaCz, which is a little bit of a surprise for me, I have to say. This Corsair count seems to have dwindled a little bit, though. I mean, he seems to only have 3 Corsairs remaining. Has he just split? Okay, he just lost another one, so only 2 Corsairs remaining.
Oh, 4 Reavers, though, with the army.
My goodness, so he's pretty much transitioned entirely out of his Ser DT kind of thing. And oh my god, those Reavers have the Scarab damage upgrade as well, so they're doing 125 damage per hit with splash damage in there as well. That's some serious stuff, and even Ultras can't stand up to that kind of pure high damage battering for very long. So these Reavers are going to be making it more possible to break up that ramp through the Lurker defense as well, of course, with their superior range. So Dewalt switching through army compositions, keeping his opponent guessing, and trutaCz is going to have a hard time staying on top of this.
Indeed. Man, I just realized he's got a ton of robos. No wonder he's got so many Reavers.
5 Reavers now.
Oh man, he's got robos everywhere. He's got 2 at the bottom right, but that's a lot of Ultras as well.
Oh my goodness, look at that Reaver army. That is ridiculous.
What? Is that 9 Reavers?
That's ridiculous.
What the hell? I guess that's how you break Sunken Lurker Spore defenses. And oh man, this could be the final battle. Here we go. All the Ultras moving in, but there's 9 Reavers in the back, 10 Reavers in the back. The Guardian trying to help out, but look at all these dead Ultras. They just popped immediately.
Those
what?
Those Ultras actually melted like Zerglings against this Reaver fire. We'll see if smaller, kind of more agile units can do the trick, but those Reavers just still standing their ground. The Guardians could be the deciding factor, though. If those Reavers go down, that's actually a really, really huge investment that our boss player loses, and it's actually a bit bad that they're all landing so many Scarabs just like on one unit this time. Oh, I thought we were going to see a Plague there. Why did we not see a Plague? Why would you Dark Swarm Reavers? I actually don't really understand that, but we have more Zerglings coming in. He's going to try and do surrounding on these Reavers, but the Shuttles are coming in to save the day, and still with 6 Reavers remaining, that is a scary backbone to any army.
I have never seen 10 Ultras die that quickly.
I've never seen that either. That's impressive.
Oh man, I like, you know, I clicked the Ultras, I'm like, here, alright, here we go, here we come. Let's go have a look at the Protoss army. And then I click back to the Zerg and the Ultras aren't there anymore. I'm like, what? How does that even happen?
They actually just melted. It was incredible to witness. I mean, all those Scarabs going off at once, and now all 6 of those Reavers going in. It wasn't to the top left-hand corner, but there is a lurker there, which of course renders them all immediately moot, and dropping 2 of them down and seeing pretty quickly that they're not going to be able
the drones are transferring. He could get a Scarab. No, he's not going to try it.
I don't think it's possible.
That would have been sick.
Yeah. But he could still get the Ultras coming. He could get the Great Spire. It's very, very possible that he could get a whole bunch of tech right here before the Zerg is even able to react, because those Reavers just do damage so incredibly quickly. Look at that. Not a chance. Taking down the Ultras cabin with splash damage only. And heading out of the main base now. Oh, but we have some Scourge coming in. I thought he hadn't cloned them properly and had landed both on 2 different shuttles, but we might... Oh my goodness. Almost losing another shuttle on the way out.
I think the armor and shield upgrades actually stopped that from dying. It had 7 HP. I'm pretty sure if it didn't have shields and armor, it would have... Oh!
How did that happen?
Oh man, lucky shuttle is lucky. At least one
Scourge is going to land. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I can't imagine that shuttle's going to last too long. We've seen lots of Reavers die right here. I mean, that's more Reavers die just there than you'd usually see ever in like an entire day's worth of play.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness. Thank God you can soak it up.
Oh, Dewalt. I am quickly becoming a huge fan of this guy. I've been doubting him ever since he made the round of 24. I was like, nah, no way he's getting out of this group with all the Zergs. I mean, he said PvZ is his weakest matchup. Does this look like somebody's weakest matchup?
Imagine what he's going to do. Oh my God, that's absolutely ridiculous. If you have an assault coming into the right-hand side, did he really say this was his weakest matchup? I don't believe it.
Yeah, he definitely did. I think he did it for the interview where he qualified, or he got into the round of 24, or wait, yeah, he got into the round of 24, and he got interviewed for like the preview, and he's like, yeah.
He's in trutaCz.
Yeah, I know.
TLS is really good at this game.
I know.
This is 6-6 stuff by the
I
wall.
was like, TLS is going to 2-0 this group easy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. Don't jinx it, but that Reaver almost getting sniped off right there. But there's no way that the TLS is going to be able to get into that base. I mean, look at all those Corsairs in there to deal with the Guardian threat as well. It's just far too well defended, and Guardians are definitely out of the picture, at least for a little while. A couple more Overlords are going to bite the dust. But that bottom left-hand third base is still looking quite significantly undefended. The army's coming in there now, but those Cracklings might well be able to snipe off that Nexus before he's able to do anything. He's going to need some good storms, he's going to need some nice Reaver Scarabs as well, but I'm not sure even that's going to matter. Look how quickly they take down that Nexus. That's just absurd. When you get into this stage of the late game, you see just some crazy, crazy stuff. Nexus dying in about the space of 5 seconds. Matt Reavers taking down Ultralisks like they were nothing. I mean, it's really quite ridiculous the way this is going.
Man, this is ridiculous indeed. And whoa, looks like a couple of random observers on the left side. I don't know what those were doing there. Might have been a misrally or something, but they get taken down for free. It doesn't really matter. A couple of observers at this stage. I mean, Dewalt is just chilling at max. He's got Corsairs running around. I loved how, by the way, just now, you know, the Corsairs ran in, and then they got shot by a Hydra and they ran out just instinctively, but then like, oh wait, it's just one Hydra. That's no big deal. Just go back in and kill the Overlords anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it looks like the army is moving out once again here. Both players. Oh my God, that is a lot of High Templar. What? Is that 9? 9
you
High
don't
Templar?
Need that. Make Archons.
Yeah,
Archons.
there's actually no reason to have that many. Yeah, Plague!
That is a big Plague. That's nasty. And once again, the only observer going down. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but those Reavers starting to work their magic again and landing some big Scarabs in the midst of a whole bunch of Zerglings. But we need another observer right here. If this army's going to be able to go anywhere, come on Reavers, do your thing.
Storm everything.
Nice Scarabs in the middle, but they might all go down right here. There are lurkers in amongst the Reavers. Will he be able to pick them up? The Storm actually comes in useful as the Dark Swarm happens. He's still able to take down lurkers. He's still able to take down units in the Dark Swarm. But it looks like he might just keep his last Reaver alive.
Yeah, unlike having 9 Reavers, 9 High Templar is actually generally a bit of a mistake. You rarely ever need more than 6 or 7 just because you don't get the storms off, but that's why you need a couple extra.
Oh, the shuttle almost gets out.
Alright, if he's gonna do that, I guess it's okay to have 9 High Templar, because now he's back down to 7, which is a bit more reasonable. But seriously, I mean, they have 3, I mean, max energy, they have 3 storms each, right? So if you have 7, that's 21 storms. I mean, when are you actually gonna need 21 storms in an engagement?
You don't have time. Engagements don't last that long. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
No matter how good
even though in theory you're like, oh, well, if I storm perfectly, I can use all of them. Yeah, but you're never actually going to use all the storms, so just because of APM limitations generally.
Yeah. There's no such thing as perfection, but we could have some seriously good use for this storm right now. All those lurkers are so badly cut. Will he be able to land enough storms? It looks like he's going to have to retreat. Why does he still not have an observer with this army? I'm kind of racking my brains to think about this, and the pilot's getting a little bit caught. He should definitely be making use of this storm right about now, but he's not making the best use of it at all. His high tempo look like they might start to get sniped off. Although he is finally getting some of that energy out, but I think it's a little bit too late.
He's losing his army.
He's lost his entire army right here, which looked so strong only a few minutes ago. Is completely dead now, and trutaCz might actually be able to get forward and start pushing against the economy of Dewalt right now.
Wait, but why is Dewalt still 40 supply ahead though? He's now 162 supply. trutaCz is 120 supply, and you know, I think it's because trutaCz finally started using his lurkers instead of purely defensively that suddenly he's a little bit stronger now. But I don't understand where the Protoss army is. How does he have so much supply and no stuff? Where's his stuff? What?
I literally don't know.
Why is he making Dragoons? Those aren't useful.
Has he been making probes? He can't be making probes, surely not.
I don't know. Oh, he's got, look at the main base. They're all stuck in the main base. I told you this was bad.
Okay, so we account
for they're running around the bottom now.
15 supply right there. That's depressing. Okay, they finally managed to make their way out. He should really just destroy one of those gateways.
He should kill it. I knew that would be a problem eventually.
My God, look at that train of units. That's not nearly J-Dong-esque, but that's still quite shocking.
It's very reminiscent though.
Yeah, it's like, that's where my victory was. It was stuck in my main base. Oh, I couldn't believe that game. Oh my God.
Oh, good times, good times. Anyway, it looks like trutaCz just resorted to just running around with a bunch of Zerglings. I mean, Cracklings are pretty damn good, especially 3-3.
They really are, especially against Dragoons as well. I'm not quite sure why he's just using so many Dragoons. I mean, imagine all that gas that's tied up in the Dragoons right now. For a guy who has 3k minerals and 300 gas in the bank, Dragoons probably not the way he'd wanted to go recently for his army composition, but that's the way he does seem to have gone, so he's going to have to try and make it work. He has a fair few Corsairs still roaming around the middle of the map. Will he be able to catch an Overlord clump? Only time will tell. There's no real significant Overlord clump that I can see. They seem to be fairly well spread around the map, which is actually a pretty good... Oh no, having said that, there's a pretty good Overlord clump over at top right, third base, which I would love to see taken down by Corsairs. That would make me so happy.
Yep, that would be pretty good. But it's going to be kind of hard for the Corsairs to actually find them there. Meanwhile, it looks like a decent-ish Zerg army actually massing up outside the Protoss main base, and I don't know where the ground army's gone. Well, it looks like it's chilling there at the 6th Fork base.
Yeah,
so
we should also get a reinforcement from those Reavers over on the right-hand side. We've got 4 Reavers just chilling.
Wait, what is that burrow position? Why are they burrowed there? What?
Oh
no, the DD's going to kill everything! On burrow! On burrow, run away! Run away!
Oh
okay,
my
no,
goodness.
Oh, the Overlords come in, but oh man, lost a ton of stuff there.
Yeah, that's an absolute ton of stuff. Where are the Corsairs? Because the Corsairs need to, okay, the Corsairs are running back into the natural. They need to be working in conjunction with the main army right now, because not only can he take down this army, but he can also seriously spy box his opponent. Landing a decent enough storm on 2 lurkers right there. He's going to need to do a bit more than that. It looks like he might be able to push the Zerg back out of his natural, however. He is managing to chase off the Overlords as well while he's at it, which is of course a major factor given all the Dark Templar that are coming out of his main right now, and should be able to hold on to this base. All the Dragoons getting a little bit confused right now because of the building positioning, and SimCity himself a little bit into a sticky situation. But all the Corsairs are going down, which really needs to not happen. Those represent a significant gas investment. He needs to keep them alive and needs to make them useful. It does look like he's going to be able to beat back the Zerg force for now. Reinforcing Link coming in, I wouldn't imagine they're going to be too much of a problem. There's still plenty of Dragoons remaining, which should have a critical mass to take down those Links as they come in. Looking for what the Reavers are going to be doing. Okay, those Reavers are coming in from the right side, so they will be able to reinforce, but they're probably not going to be needed. And once again, Dewalt should be... Oh my goodness, he's made so many more Corsairs.
Oh man, he's got a ton. He had the 3 Stargates in the main, and crucially, he's still got 3,000 minerals banked. whereas trutaCz's bank is looking a lot smaller at just 1,500. Looks like the map though is getting very close to mined out. Both players down to basically 2 kind of almost mined out bases. trutaCz here with the 12 o'clock. Yeah, actually, wait, he's got a couple of minerals left in his main, but not that many actually. So primarily just this 9 o'clock base that's getting very close to mined out. And Dewalt, interestingly enough, is mainly mining from his natural 30 at the 6 o'clock, which should have been mined out kind of before the bottom right 3 bases. But of course, since he lost that early on, didn't really matter. And oh man, once again, almost no anti-air with this army. Just 2 lone Hydralisks there. One DT can actually just come in here, kill both of them, and then the Corsairs will have completely free reign. Okay, looks like a few more units out there. trutaCz trying to be as cost efficient as possible. He realizes, or rather, he knows now that that he's getting mined out very, very quickly and needs to be as cost efficient as he can, not to waste the minerals. Otherwise, he could just end up starved out and not have any minerals left over. And then the Protoss has an army and can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually going to be a really big deal, because looking at it, I don't know how trutaCz can really be cost efficient against this Protoss mass right here, because those 4 Reavers again are going to provide a great backbone to allow Dewalt to be really cost efficient. And short of good plagues, I mean, he's going to have a real difficulty cleaning up all those.
Ser DT force going to the 9 o'clock. There's 1 spore, but the DTs can take it down easily. They're going straight for the spore colony. There's 1 more overlord at the top that the Corsairs need to take out. Looks like a few more overlords, but there's no anti-air. Are they going to go for the hatchery? No, they're going to back up, and it looks like the army has enough Hydralisks to force this Ser DT force out.
The
It's a
Overlords
good
don't
idea.
really seem to care, though. The Overlords are just floating off into the distance. Okay, they're coming back now. The Corsairs could have easily taken them down right there. Having a look for where the Corsairs are now, they're flying all around. He's making a Dark Archon. What would you imagine the function of that would be?
In the middle of the map as well. I mean, I quite like Dark Archons in late game PvZ. They got Maelstrom, Feedback, both fantastic spells against Zerg.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you'd make it out there.
That does seem like a little bit of
Oh, feedback it! Feedback it! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See, feedback is so great in PvZ just because of consume. So, normally you're like, Defilers have infinite energy because they just eat Zerglings, right? That's pretty unfair. But that makes feedback awesome, because basically you're guaranteed a Defiler kill whenever you feedback something, because they always have full energy.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a really good way of looking at it. So it's like you kill your own lings and then I kill the unit that did it. So it's a pretty much big win situation for Protoss. We do have 1 DT still chilling over the left-hand side, but there is a spore colony still in there, so it's not going to be too much of a worry. And both these players are getting dangerously close to mined out, so it's actually really getting that way. trutaCz still a bit low on supply. Whilst oh my god, Dewalt is maxed out, so I'm going to have to say this definitely favours Dewalt at this point.
Yes, indeed. And looks like 1 more DT is actually at the 9 o'clock denying mining there. By the way, I find it quite interesting that the top 2 patches at 9 o'clock both have 900 minerals, while the rest are basically mined out. I don't know how the mining distribution worked out or something, but yeah, I don't know if there's some kind of weird pathing imbalance or something. But I mean, I guess if you split them to the left patches first, and also like if you get harassed or something at the top, you mine it out slower. I'm not really sure. Anyways, looks like Corsair's killing everything here. As you say, maxed out with 3,000 bank versus, barely over 100 supply with 1,500 bank. Dewalt's basically just kind of taking his time, making sure not to throw away the game in a silly fashion, because he knows that he can't actually really afford, even though he's got 3,000 minerals banked, he's basically mined out. So he doesn't really, if he loses this army, it's actually quite difficult to replenish. He doesn't actually have the gas, and replenishing with 30 Zealots is actually not that good in late game. Zealots really don't scale well. So, he actually has to be quite careful with this army. In fact, I mean, I don't think he actually realizes exactly how far ahead he is in the supply count, and that's why he's being even more careful. Because for all he knows, trutaCz could actually be at 150, 180 supply and just be similarly careful.
But imagine the extent to which he could squash trutaCz's army at this point. I mean, I don't think it would even be a contest. I mean, 113 versus 199. Even though it's quite heavily Zealots orientated, I still think that there would really be no competition.
He almost one-shotted an Ultra right there. Oh man, good times, good times. I think he actually can one-shot an Ultra with four Reavers, right? Because it's 500 damage. Yeah, you can actually one-shot an Ultra. Dang!
That is something special. Oh, Plague going down on a lot of those weak units. Zealots are going to be incredibly weak now. They're going to be practically useless against this late game Zerg composition.
Man, trutaCz, I gotta say, he is actually being, relatively cost efficient as far as you can be in CVP. And look at these Guardians actually being super annoying. I mean, the Corsairs are there. There's some Hydras and Spores underneath, though. And it looks like, oh man, Dewalt just gonna suicide the Corsairs in here. What is he doing? Oh man, not paying attention there. There he gets a Storm off, but wow, he's got to not waste units like that. He can't really afford it, even though he's in a good position. He is effectively mined out now. He's got about 700 minerals left to mine, and that is it. The Zerg has a little bit more, but man, I don't know, with some magical plagues and, you know, some good crazy Guardian play, could this actually work out for trutaCz? It's impossible, right?
It's I would have said it was impossible, borderline impossible, but it could happen. I think with good Reaver usage though, it's going to be practically impossible because those Reavers combined with the Corsairs.
Oh, there's one moving in.
Oh, plague!
Ooh.
Nice
Gets
plague right
all
there.
the Corsairs.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't that many left now anyway. I mean, I wish he'd have kept them alive a little bit better, but here we go. The Reaver's going to start pushing up this ramp, and this is where it starts to get really, really difficult for trutaCz, because how is he going to be able to deal with those Reavers? He needs to get those guys. Oh!
Yeah, Plague! He gets all of the Reavers and the Shuttles and the Corsairs, but it looks like that's Dewalt's signal to go. He's moving in here, storming down all of the Guardians. There's almost no units left. The Lurkers are all gone. There's random drones here. I don't know what the hell they were doing here this whole game, just running back and forth. Is there some kind of weird pathing issue there? I don't know why there's a pathing issue there, but the natural is going down. Dewalt could take it, Elegant. He's gonna take it.
I think he's really going to. The Reavers are going down, but I'm not sure it even matters. Dewalt is just running riot now. The army of trutaCz is completely broken. 50 supply, 48 supply, 47 supply, and still falling. And this is 183 for our Protoss hero. I believe he has done it. trutaCz looks like he is going to be losing this game. Dewalt, after a hard-fought match which has lasted 47 minutes, has finally been able to take the victory, I think. And it's just a case of being patient and choosing your moment.
Oh man, I think, you know, trutaCz knows it's game over at this moment, but he's just kind of trying to collect himself. He played a crazy good game there. I mean, you know, mad props to him as well for fighting so well there. But you know, he's got to know it's over, and it's okay though, because it's just the first match or second match or whatever. And GG from trutaCz. Oh man. What a game. 48 minutes, 49 minutes, however many minutes.
Crazy match. I mean, you got to give it to both those guys. I mean, Dewalt played a really kind of well-considered, careful game from start to finish. And his harass was really exemplary in the earlier stages. But trutaCz somehow, after losing so many drones at a couple of points, was able to come back into it and was able to make a real match of it. But in the end, the split just wasn't in his favor. And I think Dewalt knew that.
Dude, I'm looking at the score screen right now. trutaCz lost 1,100 units in that game.
Wow.
Oh man, he produced over 1,200 units. That is quite a lot of units.
That's actually ridiculous.
Oh, that is amazing. Oh man. Wow. Dewalt.
Yeah. Really crazy game. Dewalt
Protoss fighting!
That was actually really surprising for me, but Dewalt looking good, looking seriously good in this round of the tournament.
Alright, so that means Dewalt goes on to play against Rams in the winners match.
Yep.
And trutaCz plays against Skyline in the losers match. So we're going to go on to the winners match after this well-deserved break.
Let's go for it.